Welcome to Landmarks of Runeterra. So, you want to play a landmark-only deck, huh? Well, let me tell you right now, it is not easy. This deck is only for the strongest of players. For those of us stronger than a chimed-up Petrosite Broadwing on round 2, you're a Zero Aurelia player, you may as well click off now. We all know you don't have the mental fortitude to take on this deck. But speaking from experience, if you take the time to play and master this deck, you're gonna climb from Iron to Bronze real soon. It should be noted that a variety of decks do in fact hard counter this deck, including, but not limited to, any Rally deck, any Bard Demacia deck, any Bard Ionia deck, any Ravenbloom deck, any TF Nami deck, any Evelyn deck. Oh, anyway, let the guide begin. So the problem with running only landmarks is that you're actually forced to play Shurima Targon. There aren't enough landmarks in any other regent combo. So let's get into the meat of this deck. There are useful cards, there are useless cards, and then there are somewhat useful cards. So, Dragon Roost is going to be your big win con. That is the most useful card that you have. Your other cards are mostly just working to stall for your Dragon Roost to come online. It does take 3 rounds to activate after all. So let's talk gameplay. The first and most important part of any game is the mulligan. Now you're always going to want a full mulligan for the Ancient Prep. If you didn't get Ancient Prep in your opening hand, you're probably going to lose. If you did get Ancient Prep, then you've already overcame the hardest part of this deck. Now you just need to hit a 1, 2, 3, 4 curve, which is actually surprisingly easy to do. In 3 turns, you're really going to feel it. An important thing to note, if you're good enough at this deck, then you'll get Crescent Strike from every start to peak. Also, do not save mana. Always play cards because your spell mana is going to be completely useless. Now that you have your win con online, every time it kills a unit, it gets a... Oh. That's unfortunate. Any Tri-Beam deck, any Aram deck, any Kaisa deck, any Udyr deck, any Transform deck, and professionals will always know when it's too late to win and get out of there fast. As I was saying, you just need to kill it. Yeah. That's pretty much how it goes. Even if you feel like you're throwing every game, you're not. You're just waiting until you get the right hand and the right opponent. This deck is what sets apart the gamers and the casuals. The gamers will stick with it no matter how many times they lose, whereas a casual would just surrender any chance they get. Any Bandle City deck, any Bilgewater deck, any Demacia deck, any Ionia deck, any PNZ deck, any Shurima deck, any Targon deck. So let's analyze a full game I played against, Rafaela Cara. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, sorry. Anyway, it's a Gwen Katarina deck, and obviously I'm just landmarks. So I see here that I don't have the Ancient Prep, so I try to mulligan for it, but I don't do a full mulligan because I really like the 2-3 curve. And I get the Ancient Prep anyway, so GG. So I drop the Ancient Prep, and then I look at my options, and I see that I have a 2-drop, I have a 3-drop, and I have a 4-drop. So I notice I don't have a 4-drop in hand, so obviously I take the 4-drop. So then I notice my opponent played a unit. This is bad, but there's nothing I can do about it. Obviously I don't like taking 2 damage here, but I got 18 more, so it's not really a big deal. And boom, you see that? You see that? The combo has started. Now I'm gonna go ahead and drop my win con, obviously that's the 3-drop. And in 3 turns, he's really gonna feel it, trust me. Probably. I think. I don't remember what I did in this game. Well, notice how I didn't attack? That's because I want to save my 2-2 as a blocker, for in case he has any really strong units that pop up, because I don't really want to trade it into a 2-1. So that was actually a misplay playing the Salt Spire there. I should have waited until he attacked twice, because then I can bluff a spell or maybe a unit, so then he wouldn't want to do it again. Now obviously you don't have a spell or unit, but people are scared of mana, so like hold on to your mana until the very last moment, because then they're like scared to attack or scared to use their own spells because you might have something in hand to counter that. So here I was actually going to play Salt Spire until I drew the 5-drop, so then I'm like obviously play the 5-drop, you have 5 mana, play the 5-drop. It's a pretty easy deck, won't lie. You should try it. Don't try it. Please don't try it. Okay, so our opponent played their champion, but we're still in a pretty good spot because we have a unit. Next turn, we're getting 3 landmarks off. We're getting another Grumpy Rock Bear, and we're getting a boosted dragon from the Salt Spire. Okay, so they're dropping a lot of units. That was a weird voice line. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, we get our units, and their little ones are stunned this round. So you can see the boosted dragon is a 7-8, and if a unit with Fury kills the thing, then we get another dragon. So it's really stupid how he attacks with only the 4-1 here, because then I can actually get another dragon. So, thanks for the dragon. Oh yeah, I ended up getting the worst dragon in the game. The only one that doesn't have Fury, and the only one that doesn't proc the Inviolus Fox's whole created dragon thing. Okay, well that doesn't matter too much. Look at the board state. Both of us have pretty much equal boards. Obviously he's got more units, and he has the ability to play more units and more spells, but I do have larger units, so it's pretty much equal. I end up playing the dragon here because I kind of want to pressure elusive damage, and then I look at the art for whatever reason. I mean, don't get me wrong, beautiful art, but I should be focusing on the game right now. So I decide, since his little guys are stunned, we may as well just attack with everything and try to push some damage here, because that's the only way I win. And if my dragon gets another kill, boom, that's another dragon in hand. So obviously whatever spell he plays, I can't counterpick it, or can't counter- oh. That's a questionable play, I guess. He's not a paid actor. I'll tell you that. Well, this is Iron, so, you know, anything goes. Anyway, moving on, I noticed that I actually got the Trickster, which is an elusive. So I noticed that Trickster plus Empyrean damage, that's enough to win the game. 6 plus 3, that's a 9. I just need to make sure they don't get Vengeance or whatever he's gonna do. I don't know, the Thread the Needle spell, forgot what it's called. That one. Yeah. I end up playing the Charger to try and threaten, like, I don't know, some Overwhelm, maybe get a Go Hard out of him, a Blade's Edge. I don't really know what this deck runs. It's Gwen Katarina, so could be anything. But then I drop the Charger, and then I can actually have enough mana to play the Dragon that gives me more dragons. So I end up sacking the Inviolus Fox here, because that seems like the right play, right? You get rid of the Eternal Dancers, and the Empyrean is the new strongest unit. Because I just drew an Obelisk of Power from my top deck, I can actually play that and make my Empyrean even stronger, so that I can hit the Nexus even harder. It's actually a really big brain play. You should really commend me for this play because I'm really good at this game. If you couldn't tell from my landmark only deck, it's yeah, I'm good. So unfortunately, I cannot play my Invios Fox to block this and generate another dragon, so I end up just killing one of my non-elusives. Not a big deal. And then I drop the Obelisk of Power for even more power. Now it's my turn. Now I go ahead and open on 9 mana because he could be scared of maybe a Bastion or a Friendship or maybe both. Who knows? I have the mana to play them both, but I don't have any spells. He obviously doesn't know that. Yeah. We're good to go. Probably. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, we won this one. I remember. And that is how to win a landmark only deck. Now we're going to take a brief look at the other game I won. I mean, I won more than 2 games. Yeah, I won more than 2 games. So here, I'm quite disappointed that I didn't mulligan the Ancient Prep, but I actually got lucky and I drew it the first one. I'm quite the gamer if you didn't notice. So the opponent most likely had some sort of deck tracking and saw my deck and was too intimidated and just surrendered right then and there. This is actually the game that promoted me to bronze. And some quick last minute pointers before you go and try this at home. Actually, please don't try this at home. You will lose. It'll be bad. Yeah, I did only win 2 games out of the 30 so I played. Yeah, don't play this deck. But some tips. Never enter an emote war with the person you're playing against. You will lose. Badly. And if you're up against an Evelyn deck, mulligan your Rockfall paths. You don't need them. Anyway, that's it.